Hi, today's dish. I'm John Benson-Smith and today I'm going to demonstrate a classic dish from 1992 that we used to serve on Water Street. I'll let you work out the rest of that. My main component for this is Golden Cross. So the dish is called B&8 6JA, okay, which is goat's cheese, soft goat's cheese, wrapped in a little bit of charcoal, and it's really simple to use, okay? So the reason why the dish is called B&8 6JA because it's the postcode of the farm where Kevin and Alison Blunt live. I like that. Now, for those really observant, when I appeared on BBC Masterchef as a judge a long time ago, Lloyd loved this dish. It was one of his favourites, and he loved the fact that we use this postcode. But let's get on with the important things. So, in true Blue Peter fashion, I've done some preparation. So I've got here 2 croûtes, or slices of French stick that have been kind of slightly toasted. And I've got 2 nice big slices of my goat's cheese on there. I'm going to leave that ready to go into the oven, literally for 2 minutes, okay? So I've got a bowl to present this in, but today we're going to serve my dish with lentils, pre-cooked, shallot, tomato, leek, bit of bacon, some carrot. Now we've also got here a very nice 10-year-old tawny port. Now we can do one of 2 things. We can either put the port into the dish, into the lentils and all this kind of stuff, or whilst that's simmering, I can have a little glass of port. But because I'm filming today, I think I need to have a glass of port, but forget that. I've also got some lovely and fantastic, it's not very patriotic, Presidente butter, French butter, salted, which we're going to just pop into our sauce with a few bits of chive, so let me get on. So, recap. The croûtes with cheese, finished. Bowl, ready. Equipment, hopefully ready. So, what I haven't shown you is I've got a bit of brown stock here, which is going to be the basis for my dish. Okay, now you can either make your own with your own bones and all that kind of messing about, but don't bother. Buy some good quality brown stock, okay? So, for this, onto my induction. So we like using induction. It's very fast, very quick, and it cooks the food, not the chef. Into my induction, okay? We're going to chuck a little bit of olive oil into there, okay? And my olive oil today I'm really going to use to dress my herbs. Get them nice and hot. Within seconds, it's so fast and so quick, that will just turn to heat straight away. So, let me think on this. In goes my bacon. Alright. I've also then got some leek, and I've got my shallot, which can go in there as well. I always say, never use metal apparatus or a metal spoon in a non-stick pan, don't they? Right, second we're going to pop in there some shallot. Alright? This is all about getting, oh, there's a few bits of tomato in there, but who really cares? Alright, then in we're going to go with some nice leeks. Okay, don't get overly worked up about the precise way in which they were sliced. And I've then got some carrot. Well, my carrot is diced, and that's just lightly blanched. Alright? So, that's all going to associate away. I may or may not decide to put some garlic. I've then got some tomatoes, so they can go in a second. Make sure you haven't got any clumps of bacon wandering around in there. So imagine all those different kind of flavours. My tomatoes can go in. In we go. I always think flavour first, presentation and prettiness second. If it looks very pretty but tastes pretty grueling, it's not really worth pursuing, is it? Right, that's all soaking away. So, if you think about doing this particular dish, that's very chefy, isn't it, doing that? Hopefully you don't get most of it, you keep most of it in the pan. Got my lentils. Now, these lentils for today I bought in a pouch already cooked. So imagine all the ingredients are ready, into the pan, sweat it all off, saute it all off, chuck in some pork or not, in with my lentils, in with my stock, season it, reduce it, finish with my butter, croûtes come out the oven, we're laughing, okay? So, when I get to this kind of stage, take the heat down. Now, put it back on there. Now, typically with chefs, half of them disagree to agree to disagree on many things. Many chefs would actually reduce, like I am, the alcohol out of this, and other chefs, to get rid of the bitterness, other chefs would actually put in it at the end. I understand both elements, but I tend to kind of reduce the alcohol. So, don't want any clumps in there. The tomatoes are all getting a bit gooey. It's okay. So, let's go in there now with my lentils. Carefully measured out. All right. Can't beat great quality non-stick pans, can you? For be able to throw around and use or whatever. So, ingredients are now ready. Lentils have gone in. And now I'm going to put into the oven in 1 minute's time my little fruits. Lovely, if you think about it, they're room temperature ready. You know, you want to do some walnuts and honey, but we'll do that on another day. So that's going to go in there. Out we come. Put our kind of lentil braziness in the bottom and plop those on top. Bit of herb on top, and we're kind of finished. So now, let's, remember that, sorry, where are we going? The camera's there. So, let's put in there all of that lovely brown stock. Alright, now turn to kind of whiz around the pan. Okay, all about flavour. Only thing today I've missed is the garlic, but that's only because the wonderful Alison doesn't like garlic. So now we can start messing around with the seasoning and getting things quite right. For that, I would use pepper. All right. So you see chefs wanting around doing this, don't you, all the time? But you want some nice pepper. There's nothing worse than a nasty, nasty kind of pep meal. You want something strong and robust. So just let me just have a bit of a taste. Okay, the flavours haven't completely finished kind of working away. And I've also got to bear in mind that when you eat this, you've got to think about the kind of croûte and the... Yeah, right. I think let's sort ourselves out. The great thing about induction is, again, I'm only on number 3 out of 10, and I can really chuck some massive, massive temperature into that. So, in the oven, we're gone. It's a little bad language, you know I've forgotten them in the oven, but they won't be. So, then separately, I've got here some lovely parsley from the garden and some nice chives. Now, I'm one of those bizarre chefs. Admittedly, I don't run kitchens anymore, which is probably a good thing, but I always like the spiky ends. Does that make sense? Okay, so I oil a little bit of oil onto my kind of herbies. Otherwise, you kind of put a nice big, bit of herb in your mouth, and it all tastes rather kind of horrid and dry. So here, we've got some real action. That's probably just about ready for my butter. Okay. So right down. Just gonna let that tick. I'm gonna put my pan ready for that. Whoa, 1 minute. So I think we're ready to go now. Okay, so in true James Martin style. So I was the head chef at the Black Swan at Helmsley. Hundreds of years ago, there was a guy called James Martin with his father called Ian Martin. He used to come in for lunch on a regular basis. James is a great appreciation of food, and and he likes to monter au beurre, to mount with butter, which is a very Frenchism of things. See? Right, 100% heat, ready. So, now then, if I was working in a professional kitchen, I would have a strainer, and I would throw my sauce through a strainer into a jug. I would then spoon from the strainer this mix, and then I would then simply pour my sauce around. That makes sense? Okay? Great to see I haven't dribbled. So, let's go. From the oven, we've got our croûtes. They're now ready. So, I will now sort myself out and put my wonderful cheese on top, which is nice and hot, is that. That's really got nice flavours. It's like kind of French earthiness to this dish, isn't it? So, and then, to finish this, we're going to put our kind of nice, oh, I can't be doing with that piece of parsley upside down. And then, a bit of that on top. So, there we have, from BN8 6JA, which is a postcode of Kevin and Alison's farm in Sussex, somewhere. I went there once, but I forgot one. This is our croûte, the fantastic goat cheese, our little braised lentils with bacon and carrot and all sorts of things. Please enjoy, thank you. Press the button with your finger.